Oh, that's spicy. Keep you on your toes.
These are only going to go downhill from here, guys.
Oh, yeah. I've got about 5, and we're fucked after that.
Yeah. Send us your ideas
for,
things
for Mike's opening can.
That's actually a really good idea. Yeah, because, guys, I'm already running on fumes here.
Right.
So
he can only do the O face so many times.
Yeah, it's just going to turn into different sex noises. Just like, did I say 2 fingers? Better make it 3.
Shout out to Stifler.
Yeah, right? God, shout out to Stifler's mom.
Right? Oh, man.
She was
Stifler's
so hot in that
mom.
movie.
And she drives me nuts as an actress. Like her commercials and stuff now like drive me nuts. But at the time, there was no better person for that role.
I'm going to be honest, though.
Nothing better than...
I still think she's hot, and I think it's just because of that movie.
Stifler's
Like, I'll
mom.
always have a thing for her. I know she's not, but I've always been into older chicks anyway. Like, that was my thing.
I mean,
when was
I can see
Sorry,
you're saying.
Too much info?
But
Too much? No?
her face.
No, I know. Yeah. And her voice is annoying. Like, she was in a Friends episode where she's actually probably the most annoying character ever.
Oh, yeah.
Where she's like, don't call me on my mobile.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
She's a real bitch, but she sure can dance.
right?
Who was the fucking brunette in his room? She was huge too for a while.
In American Pie?
Yeah, in American Pie.
What was her name?
Oh, God. She was so hot. She was like a model. Nadia?
I'll tell you. Yeah, Nadia.
Or that was her name in the thing.
That was her
Nadia.
thing. But
she was in 13 Ghosts. Sorry, that's weird.
She
But
was
I love that movie.
She was in Tomcats or something. Was that
she in
called
Tomcats?
Tomcats? Yeah.
I remember Tomcats. There's the scene where he's doing that chick doggy and she's throwing up out the window of the
he
car.
has sex with people while they're throwing up.
God. That was a
God,
fucking
this is so
slept on dumb
That
movie.
was.
It was good.
I was good.
That's
but,
but
yeah.
I'm saying, like, it's stupid, but
I
it was
like
great.
whose son is that?
Gary Busey.
Gary
Oh,
Busey's son is in it. Yeah.
Shannon Elizabeth.
There
Shannon,
it is.
there you go.
Yep.
So
Shout out
this
to
is
her.
really funny. It took me a couple of seconds here to Google this because I typed in Nadia apple pie.
Did that bring up a porn star?
No, like there's some lady that is really making some influencer videos named Nadia about apple pie. She's like playing on this.
I like
Wait,
it.
like playing off her and
I'm
that.
not shitting you. A whole page of Google was her on Instagram and every other thing.
Eric will tell us what
Yeah,
she's
so-
doing it to that goddamn pie.
I don't know. I think she's making pies. Literally, the pictures look like apple pies.
Oh,
Like,
my mind
just-
went somewhere else.
But I was like, damn, she's really playing
She's
into
fucking
this.
definitely cool then.
Yeah.
Like if she plays it
Hey,
off. Like
shout
I
out to
respect-
Nadia
yeah.
Apple Pie.
Nadia Apple Pie.
I'm going to email her and ask her if she wants to sponsor the podcast.
I didn't click the link, so like, let's be careful.
Click it. Click it.
Click it at your own risk.
Mainly, I was trying to figure out Shannon Elizabeth because she's hot.
Oh, she probably still is. Does she even act anymore? I can't remember the last thing I saw her.
I
in.
don't think so.
I don't know, but
But shout out to her.
I mean anybody that, has a little fun with yourself in somebody else's house as you're changing. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
only that stuff are true.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Speaking of those
this is getting
movies,
creepy.
speaking of those fucking movies, those movies were great.
I know.
those movies were great.
I don't know if this is true, but you know how these pages make fake, like, this movie's coming out. And there's always one, like, I Am Legend 2 is coming out. I'm like, he fucking died. No, it's not, right? I read the other day that there's an American Pie funeral coming out. And it's going to be the last one about one of them dying.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, that would make sense. But also, like, a lot of them are pretty...
I thought
out
they were
of their
hilarious.
prime,
I
you know?
hated what they did with Stifler later on.
Same.
Like they turned him into like,
They
and he
ruined
was
him.
never like that. But like in the second one, when he's like run out dildo. It's like he had some of the best stuff ever. I got peed on. Like just the
I got
best lines.
peed on.
My name is Steve Stifler and I have 11 inches around.
Think about it. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
that's good.
also, God, Road Trip will always be one of my absolute
Oh, by
favorites.
far.
See, I like the spin-off like that. That
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
It was great in that.
It's like it wasn't him, but it was him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He rode that for a little while. So
He did.
right.
We actually, Karen and I watched that not that long ago. It holds up completely.
Road Trip?
Yeah,
Road
it's
Trip
so
does?
good.
Okay.
Oh,
So
it's,
good.
dude, it's so
Good to know.
funny. My favorite guy was actually the stoner dude. I always forget his name, but
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
a
I can tell
blooper at the end of the movie of him like rapping, and it's hilarious.
Isn't he like dancing and stuff too?
Yeah.
Or doing something like that? Yeah.
Ruben, that was his name.
Ruben, yeah.
I don't know why I just randomly thought of that.
I love it when they're getting ready to jump the thing and Stifler just like or whatever his name is, it like has the keys. He's like, did I say we need to go 65? better make it 70. Yeah. Okay. He's like, he just doesn't even care.
I love when they're high as shit and then the dog starts talking. He's like, tell that bitch to make me some blueberry pancakes. I got the munchies real bad.
Good news, we haven't found a trace of semen anywhere.
Well, what we're going to do is called milking the prostate.
Right.
He's like, you don't have to talk dirty to me, baby.
All right.
The movie quotes of our childhood. Sorry.
We have a drink, and I've been waiting to taste it.
Yeah.
Eric put us together a good one. What do you got here for
I'll
us?
say this. It looks delicious.
Yes.
We're drinking healthy. I made the house salad.
The house salad.
That sounds raunchy. I don't see any cream. I don't know. Toss salad.
God,
Never
sick
mind.
Fuck.
Never mind.
Like, can't it just sound
Look,
healthy?
prison took a lot out of me, Sean.
Oh, well, cheers to.
Cheers,
well, what
boys.
do
Yeah,
we,
what's
what do we
in
got
it?
in it?
Oh, you want to know what's
Yeah,
in it before
yeah,
you drink it?
yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, I
Actually,
guess-
no,
I don't
fuck
know, you wanna
it.
taste it?
Try it
Cheers.
first.
Oh, so much semen. No, that's fucking good. And not just because of the semen.
So it's equal parts crown apple and cranberry juice.
Oh, man. That's it?
Yeah, that's it. And ice.
It's like an apple cran.
You can do it as a
Cran
shot
apple.
or a drink, but I'm liking it as a drink with a little ice in there.
So
some
is it
ice.
just regular cran?
Yep,
berry
just
juice,
cranberry
like-
juice. I got the.
Well, because
I went fancy and got the ocean spray.
but have you ever been to the fucking section looking for cranberry juice?
Oh my
To
God,
find
there's
just
so
cranberry
many.
juice is
Yeah.
it's mixed with everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, cranberry
Cranberry's
fucked
got to
everything.
be like, it's like the fucking cauliflower of fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, like cauliflower
Cran
and
grape,
everything,
cran
but
apple, cran
like,
orange, cran, yeah.
I think I've
It's the slut.
I've gone down this rabbit hole a little bit because I do enjoy some like different cranberry fusion
Yeah,
juices,
yeah.
especially with a little vodka or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I think the problem is for cranberry for a lot of people is too like tart and kind
By
of
itself,
sour
yes.
yeah. So the crown apple takes that away of this. It sweetens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Tart.
Yeah.
My dad used to drink a little drink of it every morning.
Really?
Cranberry
Of
juice.
juice.
They
Yeah.
say it's really good for you. I know it gets rid of UTIs, I've been told. But
Anyways, well, this is delicious. So
yeah, it's
but,
good. I highly recommend this.
Right.
This might be the best drink we've had
We've had
on
so far.
the show.
Yeah.
Well, and
I
we
feel
also-
like this is going to be in my summer repertoire here.
but we also have the right amount of ice in this one too, and you know what I mean, as opposed to some.
Yeah,
of the
Sean's
ones that
not
we've
screwing me
tried to
over by giving me warm drinks where they have
With
ice
no
and I don't.
garnishment.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, if it's too good, you can throw some Fernet in there. still
You
have a
can
little
go
bit
fuck
left.
yourself. No, that is to anyone listening. We had Fernet once, and don't drink that. It's 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Not true.
Yeah, really?
Grew on me. Grew on me. We knew it would.
Oh God, this guy.
What can you say? I like shitty.
You're just like a garbage disposal for terrible alcohols.
It literally is. It just gives me this like motivation to be able to do it. I don't know, like because I don't know.
Is it just the challenge because you know everyone hates it? You're like, I'm gonna fucking.
I don't know. I think something about taking a shot where it's not like super delicious is kind of like part of the thing of taking a shot. Like,
I agree.
Like it brings me back to like the old days, or like I remember the first time I ever did shots, where I just bought a bottle and we just took a couple. You know what I mean? Like that's all we did. Didn't make a mixed drink or anything like that. We were just hanging around and every couple times an hour we take a shot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it was a blast. But that was like I was young. I didn't like anything. I think it was like fucking might have been like Black Velvet or something we were shooting. You know what I mean? Like something like that. But it was like you're gonna take this, yeah. And then,
I mean, fun fact: have you ever had toasted caramel Black Velvet?
no.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Oh, yeah.
delicious.
Is it?
So good.
Well, I
It's-
bet. I mean,
it's
it's toasted
really good.
caramel.
So good.
Like yeah,
Black Velvet by itself, not so good.
not great.
My grandpa
Ah.
drank it growing up. He
BV.
barely drank.
Little
but-
BV.
Yeah, but you'd always find a bottle somewhere, but it'd be like 5 years old.
Right.
And I remember trying it when I was young, and I was like, ugh. And then I tried it as an adult, and I was like, ugh.
My
Never got better.
one of my absolute favorite humans, my uncle, who passed away recently, used to drink pop off vodka.
Oh yeah, Tom.
You and Tommy. Oh man, he could drink that. I mean, this guy was the best guy
He was.
ever. I mean, I wish to God he could be on this podcast. He's so goddamn
my
funny.
God, that'd be
he's
the
so damn
best.
funny. But he would drink cheap vodka. And he drank vodka every day, and he drank fucking pop off vodka. Like we used to laugh, like can't start your lawnmower, just run by Tom's real quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like throw that baby in there. And So they stopped selling it.
Did they really?
Yeah, like you couldn't get it or he couldn't get it. I don't know. I guess I don't I haven't looked for it. He's the one who told me about it. And he switched to this other platinum or something like that, like something. And then he was at another place and they had pop off and he took a drink for it. He's like, how did I ever drink that shit? And I'm like, we wondered because all of us would keep like just a little bottle of pop off at our house in case Tom ever came over.
Yeah.
And it could be one of those like end of the night where people are searching through the cupboard and finding it like in that nobody fucking touched pop off.
Yeah.
So
That's probably a plastic bottle.
it was.
Oh, it was. It was always
one of those
plastic.
little ones. Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Never trust a vodka in a plastic bottle.
No.
But he would drink that. He'd drink Pop Off and 7-Up all the time. And it was.
That's crazy to me, though, that they stopped selling that, yet Hawkeye vodka still exists. You know what I mean? Like, because that was.
Pop Off was a step up from Hawkeye, right?
That's what I'm
you gotta-
saying.
You
Yeah,
gotta have
like-
cheap ass shit for sure. But
It was. but yeah, I mean, I guess I get it. That's like the whole. There's liquors and stuff that most people probably don't even know exist. Like if you get, I don't drink tequila. I hate tequila unless it's very, very good tequila. I didn't know what Juarez was. That's like most places. Tequila. It's not good.
Yeah. Someone just told me about tequila.
It's in a plastic
what's well
bottle,
whiskey?
too.
Is it?
yeah.
So that
Canadian-
is
Well, not Canadian Club. That's probably like a step up from
probably, yeah.
Something along those lines.
Hawkeye whiskey.
They probably have. Yeah, they probably do have a Hawkeye.
It's like back in the day when our parents were young and like they had like you'd get a can, it just said beer.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
And it just had the pull tab.
Pull
like
tab.
it was like, how the fuck did those not go flat? Or did they go flat? I don't know. I never had it. Like,
Yeah.
so my grandpa back in the day would always be set up. He would always have booze. Like he was entertainer and always had stuff, but he never drank beer. So then like when like my dad and stuff, like when they were in college, he'd be like, get some beer, Dad. And he'd buy that just beer. You know
Pull
what I
tab
mean? What it was, just pull tab beer. And that's what they would drink. And so
That does
It's
make
funny
me,
hearing those
I wonder
stories.
how that worked. Like now that I think about it, I have a couple really old Hawkeye Cyclone cans that I think I won them in like a trivia night or something. And the guy told me, he's like, these are one of the first cans they put actual tabs on.
really,
Yeah.
huh?
So I don't know when that stopped. Like
Do they
the
have
60s
liquid
maybe.
in them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't even give me that look. We're not
Dude,
doing
that's
it.
a great. I've always
No.
wanted to do that. Like,
You want to try
drink-
one?
Yeah, I want to drink like. So I have two. This is not that old. Nowhere near that old. But I have. They did Bud Light. Did the Chiefs Super Bowl championship
yeah.
bottles? I have two of those, and there's some nights where I'm just like, I should just fucking open one. And
Yeah.
drink it.
Don't
See
you
how
have some
terrible
Cubs
it is.
I have a,
It's
I have
like
a Cubs.
warm-
I have
it's
a
like
Cubs
warm
one.
and
I have a
shit,
Bud
like-
Light Cubs one from
That's
when
what
they
I
won.
thought, yeah.
In 16.
Okay. Well, this is why I hate me sometimes, because if someone wants to do something, even if I don't want to do it, I'm like, fine, let's fucking do it.
Oh, boys. Oh.
I mean, we know it's.
Well,
already
you know me.
it's
I'll
not
end
gonna
up
be good,
fucking loving
right?
it, right?
Did you not just say
have
you
you had
love
any of the-
taking
yeah.
gross shit?
Have
Yeah.
you had any of that good 2016, Bud Light?
No, I'm pretty sure my cans are like 1970 something.
God.
Like, yeah.
See, that makes me want to do it more.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it predates me by a bit,
How many floaters do you think are in the bottom of that? What do
We
you
can
think
put it
that
through a
thing looks
strainer,
like? Oh,
put it through
God.
some cheesecloths.
Get it cold. Just get it cold, and I'll chug it.
Get it cold.
I'll tell you
Stab
what,
the
Rust
can
and
and
all.
take her down.
if we do this, oh my God, you would
First, we're
shotgun
all,
one?
first we're all getting tetanus shots.
Because I
and
don't want to
then-
I don't want to puncture it and inject more tetanus into my body.
So we start with
I'll just
tetanus
open it and
shots,
chug
and then we do it.
So we're going to have an antibiotic chaser is what you're saying. You know what? Here's the thing. I have 2 cans. So me and Sean can each have a shot of it, and I'll give you a whole other can. You have to shotgun the whole thing.
Okay.
And then we'll let your
In the bat.
We'll let your
You
work.
can do it in the bat, so that way you don't get
Oh,
more.
there you go.
I like
And we'll
that
let your
idea.
work know you're going to need a week off
Right.
to get your system back to normal.
And
We
the
could do that.
podcast ended on
I was
this
saying,
date.
he is the glue that holds us. Are you sure we want to? I think, yeah.
The day the podcast died. So, yeah, I'll bring that. You bring a Cubs one. You bring a Chiefs one. It'll be a family event.
Because Ashley said, "What are you going to do with this?" I'm like, I don't fucking know.
A
I
lot
have,
Minor
the, I have the
decoration, it's
newspaper when they won, all that too.
Lots of
Yeah.
people have
Yeah.
those drinks. So I want to say our buddy Ben, maybe it's Nick, one of the two of them has some Cubs ones. I remember seeing him somewhere, but
Sure.
yeah, no one ever opens them.
Oh.
But one day you can. I saw a video the other day of a guy who had they found a bottle of whiskey in a shipwreck, and it was still sealed. And this guy's kept it. I wish I had saved it because it's these old. I mean, they're in their 80s, and they pop it open and they do a shot of it. And he goes, "Well, are you gonna save the rest?" He's like, "What? So we can keep fucking looking at it? We're about to die." Like, so they fucking. Dude, that guy's attitude. I was like, I love this
that's
guy.
fucking great.
I fucking love that.
That's what I'm saying.
All these people are like, oh, you probably could have sold that for $1 million. Dude, I don't give a fuck.
Fuck that.
No, and that's
a great story.
so like our buddy Josh, who this is his studio we're in, shout out to him and Mango Mustache. He had us over the other day to have some whiskeys, and I had 5 whiskeys I've never had that are probably like the 5 whiskeys I always wanted to try more than anything.
Very impressive.
And he had the same attitude. We talked about how we know people who just sit on these bottles and do this and that. And it's like, dude, we're not getting any younger. You only get these experiences once. If you're gonna have the bottle, fuck. I hate when I go to someone's house and they have 100 bottles that aren't opened. I'm like, I don't understand the point of it.
Yeah.
Are they treating it like baseball cards and they're just like,
could be an investment,
I guess, but I feel like most people just die and then their family has to do
I
something.
mean,
with
when
it.
it comes to
Or
this
you
stuff,
just-
if you're sitting on it, it's not like drastically going up in value. It's going up in value because there's less of them unopened.
Sure.
But like you're talking small amounts in that amount. Like,
well, I mean, I know there's
just like anything, the market can fall out
I
of
was
it.
saying,
Like tomorrow, people could be like, "Fuck bourbon, I don't want to do this anymore."
right.
Shit, we've seen it happen with multiple.
Happened with
craft
beer.
Yeah, exactly.
With beer, it happened with Beanie Babies.
Dude, one of my favorite pictures ever it was from like the 90s, and it's a divorce photo. Maybe you've seen it. There's a couple, literally in court. There's a judge. They're on the ground with all these Beanie Babies, and they're going through them and separating them in their divorce.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're like divvying out. Like I want this.
Well,
one.
I mean,
want
for
this
a
one.
while there, it was worth some money. My sister had an impressive collection.
Yeah, but then they went to nothing.
Then they went to fucking
Zero.
nothing at all, and it's like that sucks.
Yeah,
Like you should have just dumped them all when
my
I think when you get in the game and start getting rid of that, stop holding on to that stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
Once it
I mean,
starts-
my stepdad growing up, love him, awesome guy, had a card shop, and that was when cards were booming, and he got out of it, and the market just tanked. Luckily, he had gotten out of it.
Yeah.
But now it's back. It's different.
It's
but,
different. Well, you can't fucking get cards anymore.
No.
You can't find them anywhere.
But that's because everyone, I mean, the world sucks now, and everyone's just all about clout and posting what they do. So people go in and buy all of it, so you don't get a shot at any of it.
No.
And so like, I don't know. I'm glad my kids were never into that because I don't want to deal with the assholes that
we should have got
ruin it for
into the
everybody.
unboxing. Anybody listen out there that would like to see us unbox something and send us stuff?
I would love that.
Shit,
Oh,
my kids love doing. Jack will do like the Pokemon.
Yeah,
Opens. Pack
that stuff's
opens and
huge, but
shit.
I don't know anything about it.
He
I
loves
don't know
doing
either.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
I
know what
just-
we do know a little bit about?
What?
Sports.
A little bit. We
Like,
dabble.
not like that we could have a sports podcast.
No.
But
We're too busy. Or at least that's what someone
what's a couple things? Do you have any that stick out? Do you remember like watching a game where you were? Like I know Eric's going to know where he was for every Super Bowl for the Chiefs, but
Yeah, it was
anything
recent.
like that. Do you have anything big games that stuck out to you that you like totally remember watching? Or I will say this came to us because shout out to my cousin Ben again that sent us a video about a boxing match that was hailed as the greatest round of boxing ever, and the amount of punches that were thrown and it was really pretty impressive. He put it in there. I can find it. But
Yeah,
it got me
I
thinking.
can't remember the fighter's name, so yeah.
Yeah, it got me thinking about how much fun like heavyweight boxing used to be.
Was.
Like how much that was like an event.
Yeah.
And like all the way, whether it was pay-per-view where you'd line up for an event.
Those
but-
are almost better because like you'd all get together. And,
yeah, yeah, and everybody remember we'd all chip in, pay for it, like somebody have it, and then we'd draw rounds, to chip in, and whoever won, you randomly drew a round and the winner there for it, and that would happen like a couple times a year, and I remember
yeah.
those being like some of the best parties ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many that come to mind. Like if we're talking boxing, I can't necessarily think of one that sticks out, but I mean, we got to grow up, thankfully, with Mike Tyson in his prime.
Mike Tyson,
You know?
yeah, but and a big part of that was like we had HBO,
Yeah.
when he was just on HBO before it went to that, when he had that one.
People forget too, like Tyson isn't like a hulking you know, like now where you got the Klitschko brothers, like, you know, like he's 6'7",
Yeah.
and, you know, all this stuff. Or
no, I don't. How tall is he? 5'8", 5'9"?
I want to say 5'10".
Are you saying
5'10"?
now or
Yeah.
like when
Well,
he was in his prime?
Well, how tall? I don't
Yeah.
think he shrunk that much.
Well, I mean,
But he was just a ball of muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and he was just like quick as shit. But I
And
remember.
he actually bobbed. No, he ducked
he's
under.
5'10",
okay.
Okay.
and it doesn't distinguish like when.
You could see his weight. Like you'd look up what weight class it
Oh.
was. So like if he was a
So like he was when it kind of, I think maybe in his prime.
Yeah.
And don't quote me on this because some of the websites are a little bit whatever, but maybe in his prime he was 5'11", but he's recorded as 5'10" now.
that seems accurate. Yeah. But now, I mean,
220 pounds.
okay, like 220. Whereas you got Tyson Fury, who
300.
he's easily maybe 320.
He's a
I don't even
beast.
know.
Yeah.
He's a monster. I mean, the guy hits like a fucking bus, and he's. I don't mean this.
280 pounds.
Jesus, and I don't mean this bad. But he's fat.
Oh, he's 6'9". Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's almost 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. Imagine him fighting Tyson. You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck? But Tyson just
He was so quick.
so fast.
Yeah.
It was just so fun to watch. I mean, his highlight reels, me and my Uncle Tony would sit up for hours because that was the heyday of ESPN. So it'd be like historic moments in ESPN, and they would just play him knocking people out for like 6 hours. And you're like, well, I'm not leaving the couch today.
I remember, I don't remember who he was fighting. He had plenty of these. But I remember one time we're down in the basement watching a fight, and I'm down there with like my parents, whatever, and my dad, we're getting ready for the fight start. He's like, I'm going to run up, make a drink real quick, and comes down. He goes upstairs, knocked out. He's like, it's
what the
over.
hell?
I'm like, Dad, it's starting. Dad, it's over.
It's
He's
over,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck? But like, there was multiple fights like that never got
that's
out of the first
fun.
round with him, and it was
Where you get to go, you don't blink, don't go to the bathroom because
Right.
you don't know. Whereas, and I'm not making fun of him, but like Mayweather is arguably the greatest boxer of all time. Because in boxing, if and I don't like him, but if the end of the day the game is hit without getting hit, no one does it better.
Right.
Now, is it exciting to watch?
No.
No.
Fucking
So like
boring.
and that's
really
Can't
boring.
stand it.
Agreed, 100%. I
Honestly,
understand
it's a
that
good
there's
thing.
a skill to it, but
The only reason why he gets any attention is because the personality he does have. If he didn't have the personality he had, nobody would watch the fights because you watch him to see if he'll lose because, like he's.
I don't dislike him necessarily, but I hate the fucking running away in fights. Like there are fights where somebody's trying to fight him and he's essentially just dodging the entire time.
Yeah.
And like
it's
I don't
point
want to watch
fighting.
this.
Yeah.
This is not fun.
Yeah.
Like
And the knockouts he does have, like, God, who was the guy he fought? I'm not even gonna say because I'm gonna get it wrong. But there was like an illegal. He thought like there was a headbutt or something. So the guy stopped and it was cool. Well, the ref didn't separate him. So like, while the guy's turn talking to the ref, then he knocks him out. And it's like he knocked him out. And I'm like, that doesn't really count. He wasn't even watching what was going. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it wasn't illegal.
Sure.
He just took advantage of the situation. Again, the goal in boxing is to hit and not get hit. He does it better than anyone, but I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
That's just me being honest.
Tyson Holyfield fight when he bit his ear.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that
Dude,
one? Do you remember?
I did not see that live.
Okay.
I remember that, but
Yeah,
I
you're
remember
probably still just a kid, right? You're just a little baby.
I'm
That
like
was
20 years younger
I was
than
like
you,
in my
so.
prime.
Like-
right? So-
that was what 1990, so I was 7. You were what 22? Is that right? Like, guys, the joke just never gets old with that one. But I'll just never forget seeing the replays and everything, and I'm like, no, I remember hearing
we
about
did it twice.
Yeah, like the one time. Holyfield like told the ref, but he was like, "You're fine, get back in there." And he's like, "Okay."
And he's like,
he's like,
"Arr."
"Well, I'm gonna really seal it now."
Yeah.
And they've made up and they're cool, but like, how weird? Because I remember hearing about it, going, "There's no way that happened."
Yeah.
And then you see it afterward, you're like, "He definitely bit that dude's ear off."
Spits out his mouth guard and then just chomps on it.
yeah, it was 97. Because he got DQ'd.
Yeah.
Okay,
But he had lost to Holyfield.
so I was 14 and you were
So it really was
96.
like in my prime, because then that was
high school.
Yeah, he had lost to
Yeah.
Holyfield in the fight before in November, and then the rematch was in June, and he got DQ'd.
Look, it's no secret that he has his share of. He went through a lot of mental shit.
Sure.
I mean, that's the other thing. If you ever look into that guy's life,
Yeah, God,
dude,
geez, yeah.
he had it fucking rough. And
Right.
thank God that like Customato found him, because
Taught him how to
what a
box, yeah.
monster he would have been if like no one reeled him in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
at least he learned some discipline.
I
at
still
one
to this
level,
day
but yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if Cuss wouldn't have died, if he would have stayed and been
Sure.
by far the greatest boxer of all time, because
Sure.
that ruined him when he died.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So then you had Holyfield. I remember
Yeah.
watching him. There was Lennox
Bowe.
Lewis, Riddick Bowe, George Foreman, because I was there
Oh,
for
he
his
just
like
died
comeback.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. But I mean, so there was some great heavyweight like that were out there that would always
Boxing
fight about
was-
twice a year. You know what I mean? Like really, it was like an event.
At us at that age, boxing was to us what like I guess I would say MMA is to people now.
But MMA's all the time, right? Like
That's
I mean, they
true,
have
yeah.
but I guess
but those
some
big
people could
fights, I mean.
challenge on me too, because like there's actually boxing like every week too. I think it just was never
Just no one
I
watches
think
the
it,
really
yeah.
good one. So I think, you know,
I have a weird opinion about this. I think it ebbs and flows like with the popularity of certain athletes, because like and I say this when I talk about both UFC and boxing.
Yeah.
right? Because like I was super into UFC before I even knew about boxing or even like followed anything other than knowing Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Of course, on Nintendo I played Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Sure.
You know, like I knew who the fuck he
Hold
was.
on, did you ever beat him?
Yes.
I didn't. Did you cheat?
I don't know. My memory's
Dude, it was the
not
hard.
that good, but I remember like it was a fucking struggle.
I could get to him every time. I could not beat him, and it fucking pissed me
Yeah,
off. It still
was a
pisses me off.
struggle. But I remember I battled through that for a long time.
Yeah.
But like that's my point, is like it sometimes the athletes help drive the popularity of a sport.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a point where UFC, I was like super into it. Anderson Silva, I liked like there was a ton of athletes that I liked.
Yep.
And then they're gone, and I'm like, now I don't really care. Like I enjoy watching fights, but like,
But it's the passing of the guard. Like once the people, because I'm struggling with UFC right now for the exact
Yeah.
same reasons you're talking about. Like I've loved it since.
say you've been big into, I feel like, yeah, you were
It's been a long
going
time.
a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
And I still know enough people, but it's now the last people that I really, really love are going away. Like Dustin Poirier is one of probably the last people that I'm like very into, and his retirement fight's coming up.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, Donald Cerrone's gone. And those are the last of it. My favorite fighter of all time was BJ Penn, because he had this prime where he was just a fucking murderer. And then because he was training properly, and then he just kind of gave up. And now I think he's got CTE and he's losing his mind, which is sad. But anyway, like,
Well, I will say too, like the money comes, right? And then people naturally get,
yeah.
Like-
Shit, if anyone follows it, look at Conor McGregor. Like, he is a shell of like, everyone's excited for him to come back. I'm like, he's been gone for he hasn't won a fight in 6 years. I don't even know.
Yeah.
He's a coked out psychopath. And
he was an interesting personality and fun to watch.
He'll always
for
be a
while,
personality,
but
yeah.
like now, he's kind of he got ostracized.
He got
and
fuck
now
you
it's
money.
like,
That's
yeah.
what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
when you have I'm gonna live on a yacht for 12 months because I have fuck you money.
love it.
How do you want to go back to fight? Like,
when he was
Dude,
like, honey,
but if he comes back, we're gonna watch it. Like,
I know, and it
it's
pisses
like a
me
fucking
off.
train wreck. We're gonna watch it.
yeah.
when he was like, honey, put on the red panties tonight. We're fighting. We got the big fight.
Yeah, exactly. Get the Irish
he's
flag out, baby.
So good. Yeah,
Yeah.
with that stuff that.
He's
Yeah.
like Tyson can get knocked out and still make a shit ton of money. I'll do it too.
Right.
Dude, he's zooted on that booger sugar all the time. Like you can just tell, like, certain interviews are like, that dude is fucking blasted out of his mind. John Jones is another one. He's been in so much trouble. He's still considered the GOAT, and he's the heavyweight champ. It's like, but there's the new big dick in town is Tom Aspinall, and he won't fight him. But he won't say he won't fight him, but they can't get the fight.
Jones won't.
Jones won't fight him. They're going to end up making it happen. It's going to be Jones' last fight, and I pray to God he loses.
See,
but
that's the shit that, like, so this is my lack of knowledge. Maybe you guys can talk about it a little bit. I don't understand. Like, at a certain point, if you are the fucking champion, you have to take
fight.
challenges.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
lose your belt.
after a certain point, you fucking lose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can be like a little bit selective, but after a year, maybe, I don't know, 2 years, whatever it is, like,
It shouldn't
fuck
be-
you. You
But
have
you-
to fight, or
but
you
have to
or
be
you give it up.
You have to be selective in the fact that you can't just have anybody fight you, meaning like you haven't earned it. But
Yeah,
if there's
no.
guys that have earned it, then turning them down, to me, that's horseshit. You know what I mean? Like, you
What
gotta,
sucks
like,
is the
that's
politics
like, yeah.
comes into play. So like this happens where they'll go, oh, you've been out too long. We're going to make an interim belt until you can come back and unify it. Okay, fine. But with one guy like Jones, he's like, I'm going to be out 2 years. They're like, we're not going to make an interim belt. Like you're fine. Another guy will be like, oh, I have a herniated disc about 6 months. We're like, we're making an interim belt because he's not a draw.
Yeah.
So
we don't care.
That's the thing. At the end of the day,
like,
it's like sex. Sex sells. The big names are going to sell, and that's all that matters.
To me, the interim belt shit is probably what watered it down and made it bad. Because, like, when you think about it, like, if somebody has an injury, a serious injury in a sport like that doesn't make you retire, you should be recovered in a year.
For sure.
Maximum. Right.
Yeah.
So just say a fucking year. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Once you go past a year, you're fucked. You lose it. Sorry.
Yep.
But then it's they were almost back, and then they re-aggravated it, and now they're on another 6 months. It's like there's always all this shit.
Then
right?
you just lose
the
it.
belt,
Like,
and then
I agree.
You have a chance to go.
Can
You
come
have
back and fight it
like
for it if
you
you
get
want.
the
Fuck
first
you.
shot back at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get the first shot whenever you want, no
agree.
matter who it is. You get it back, like to do it. But yeah,
That's
but
another
you can't
thing
hold
that
on
happens.
to it forever. Yeah.
You hold the belt so long, you lose, and they go, well, you held the belt so long, you get an immediate rematch. Okay, fine. Then they'll have a guy who did the same thing, but he's not a draw, and they're like, no, you don't get an immediate. It's just like the rules need to be. I wish they'd make, like, there's the PFL, which is the Professional Fight League, and they do an okay job at it, but there needs to be universal rules. Doesn't matter your name, doesn't matter how big of a draw you are. This is what it is.
Well, so I don't know. I guess I push back on that a little bit because you can't fucking sell tickets and you don't get. Sorry, that's part of the deal.
I get that,
what's
but
going on?
But
like,
also, like, the UFC is never, like, they're not going out of business. If they have a couple bad cards, they're still fine. You know what I mean? So unless
but they're not like a charity, so it's kind of like you got to fucking.
Dude, a report came out recently. Of their total profit that they make every year, the fighters' pay is 7% of it.
Is it really?
I want to say it was 7 that I saw, and I'm like, that's fucking bananas.
Dude, did you look at there was a ton of stuff about the money with the Jake Paul Tyson fight, and Jake Paul promoted that. Like, he did that through his shit.
Yeah.
He could have been knocked out in the first fucking 2 seconds, and he still would have made more than Tyson.
Probably
no
100
what.
million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his promotion company was like, and I don't know all the details. Like, I can't rattle.
But it's all
I'm just
social
saying,
media
like,
clicks.
reading that shit, I'm like,
Yeah.
But
this is
part of me that doesn't bother me though either, because Tyson was a draw for that stuff, but Paul is they're fucking monsters on their own. You know what I mean? So you just collided two really good. So he made it as a promoter instead of fucking Don King. You know what I mean? Or one of the other guys that did it. It was actually Paul that did it. But
does anyone think that was actually a legit fight?
Fuck no.
I wish
How
it would have
dare
been.
you?
All I wanted to see was Tyson knock him the fuck out.
Yeah.
Me too. There's little clips that have come out since. I mean, even watching it live, you're like, this is bullshit, right? And now, I don't agree with the people who, before that fight, were like, he's going to just mop the floor with Jake Paul. I'm like, Tyson's old, guys. Like, old. Everyone's like, no, but look at his training videos. He looks like a monster. I go, you're watching a 10-second video, and Mike Tyson even said after that little promo he cut, he's like, I couldn't breathe for like the rest of the day. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing to me. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, if Tyson makes it through the first round,
Yeah, it should have been like a first round knockout.
But like, literally, if anything was going to happen, he was going to fucking knock him out in the first round.
Yeah.
And it just felt like the first handful of exchanges, it looked like he was trying, and then after that it was just
he was pulling his punches.
gone.
So that's what I loved afterward is they like people would slow down angles and stuff like that. And there's a couple times where Tyson like clipped him and like saw he clipped him, and he had his next punch loaded and it was on its way and he pulled it back. And it was like
I believe that, honestly.
And look, that's what sucks. At the end of the day, they're just there to make money. It was an entertainment thing. It was an exhibition match.
So
that's part of the shit that
it had a
bugs
lot of
me
people-
about this type of stuff. And this is where, like, I used to think about boxing before I watched boxing and enjoyed it with you guys and stuff. But like, I used to just think, I mean, it seems real, but they're all just fucking waiting for a paycheck. So they could take a knockout and still make money.
Yeah.
How does that make somebody like, I don't know. I guess you could argue the same thing with NFL or anything else, right?
You can.
Like, yes.
Well,
somebody
the
could
NFL is fixed, right? Because
only for the Chiefs.
only for the
shit,
Chiefs,
sorry.
they really did it for us in the draft this year and everything. I saw it.
And the Super Bowl. They really handed it to him on a platter, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh god. All right.
Too much sports?
No, stay on the sports. Let's get off boxing.
Let's not. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know,
I was gonna
but real quick,
let's not bitch about the Chiefs and the refs.
we talked about so back in the day when we would get together for all these boxing fights and stuff like that. We have a great friend, Melina. She lives out in California now. She's a professional sports photographer, literally living her dream and living the dream.
How cool is it to know somebody that like we used to hang out with her, you know what I mean? And now she's out there like
she's on the NFL field taking all the pictures.
I love that, but also the story of like the first boxing pay-per-view I ever went and saw was at her place.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting around having beers and watching boxing, and she loved it.
Right.
And then now that's what she's like literally right there taking the pictures.
She was the biggest boxing fan.
Cool.
I
well,
ever
she knew
met.
everything about
Everyone.
like people you never heard of, and like she'd be watching that stuff. But like I remember when she told us she was moving out to California.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, then she's like legit.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to her.
I mean,
like, good for you. That is that's just like really. How many people get to do that? You know what I mean? Like that's just like
They have a dream and then they go live their
well,
dream.
or just like yes, but then just that dream too. Like how hard is it to get a job where you're taking photos for the NFL or boxing and you're like ringside like of some of these big, you know, like
that's what I was going to say.
That's awesome.
It's one thing to see someone has this dream, but to have it be someone you know, and then you get to watch them go live it.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. Yeah. So shout out to you, Melina. We love you.
Yeah. At Melina Pisano on Instagram. Go check her out.
Melina Pisano. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So sweet pictures.
So, but aside from boxing, I will say like this is recent. It was 2016, but the Cubs winning it all was my creme de la. It was the top of the mountain for me.
We did hit this topic a little while ago.
We did, but I was just
somebody
gonna say,
was left out of the party.
Yeah, the reason I brought it up was recently they showed it wasn't the game 7 where he did it, where Miggy hit the grand slam that won him the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was I can't remember, but they re-showed it and it was him being interviewed and talking about it. And he's like, I knew it was all or nothing, so I just choked up on that bat and fucking sent it. And Karen, Jody, and Nathan were at that game.
Shut up.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. So they were like, yeah, right there. We're right there, right under the scoreboard right there. I'm like, God, you guys suck. I'm like, I've been to Wrigley a million times.
Right, but not for
I've been
that
to a
playoff
game.
game.
Yeah, that's rare for a Cubs fan.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I worked with a gal that same thing she was at. So this would have been, 2016? Well, actually, this would have been, man, when like Kerry Wood and stuff was there. So that would have been.
Oh, that was earlier than that.
Or was it? Oh no, I'm getting all screwed up. Never mind. She saw a couple playoff games where like literally they
was she at the Steve
tickets
Bartman game?
Right. No, that one. But yeah.
Dude, that poor bastard. Like,
he had to move and everything else.
Have they ever done a documentary about him?
There's been something about it. I remember there was a big thing.
Because I remember, hearing later in life, like he had to move and he was getting death threats and all that stuff. And he was like just a normal dude, wanted to be left alone.
Right.
And
like a normal fan that like saved his money to get tickets to go to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Like
here's
it was
the
like
other thing. They watching it back, it was wasn't it Moises Alou that got in his face?
Yeah.
They proved no matter what, he wasn't able to catch that ball.
Right.
So it's like,
well, and there was fucking 7 other fans around there doing it too.
Right,
Just
beer
happened to hit.
flying.
Yeah. It's like, anyways.
yeah. So but God, that would have been crazy to be at that.
But
game.
I remember being at the bar for that one. So we were it used to be Third on First, which interesting enough, when I watched the winner, when the winning game, I was at third base, but this was years ago. We were at, God, I just don't remember
now
what year
that's
it
a
was. It
barbecue
was
place,
like,
right?
yeah, but we were there and it was the same guy. He was, I don't know if he owned it or if he was or one of the owners. I don't know. The guy that owns third base.
Troy.
Yeah. He was there. He was probably an owner then.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I remember being there and it was like the Cubs were up and ready to go to the World Series. And the fucking camera crew came in at the bar that we were in the 7th inning. And I looked at my cousin and I'm like, we're going to fucking lose. The goddamn news
too
camera
much
is
pressure.
No, and sure enough, the fucking Cubs blow it. You know what I mean? It was like, and that was like that, because I remember I got down to it and it was like Kerry Wood and God, who was the other? He was a fucking badass pitcher for 1 year and then got hurt. I don't know. Anyways.
Arrieta? No, that was later.
That was later, but it was Kerry Wood and
Pryor? No.
Yeah, Mark Pryor. That's what it was, Mark
Okay.
Pryor. And so it was game 6 and game 7. at Wrigley, and those were the two pitchers. So it was like, or definitely went in and going, and they came in, and because Pryor went in the 6th, and that's when the camera crew came in. They're up, and then Kerry Wood went in the game 7, and I remember like he fucking hit a home run. He was pitching
Pryor
and
did?
no, Kerry Wood did. Pitching and hit a home run. I'm like, we're definitely fucking winning this game, and ended up losing. Yeah, so.
And now you watch guys like Otani just be like, oh, I do that. I hit dingers.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. But I got home the other day, and Ashley and Cooper were watching the Cubs. Like it was just on repeat.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Ashley's
they were
like,
watching the World Series.
Yeah, Ashley's like, I hadn't really seen all this, and Cooper's like, I've never seen it. I'm like, well, sit down. Let's
down,
watch
son.
this thing. Like,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to our grandpas. Like they just, it always makes me all warm and tingly inside because God damn, I miss my grandpa. But like, I wish he could have seen it. You know?
Any other ones you remember for the badness? You got any bad breaks?
Yeah, all of the Cubs seasons always for the badness.
Well, I'm talking about, all right, so obviously I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. Well, you're a big Notre Dame fan too, but the 93 season when they went undefeated and playing against, so it was hailed as the best the championship game. This was before
Is that USC?
the playoffs. No, it was Florida State.
Oh, okay.
And so, well, I guess you were probably just a little baby.
I
at
was
this time.
10.
You don't remember?
Yeah, you were
little
40.
bastard. Anyway. And Notre Dame beat Florida State, and then like the second to last game of the year, and then they lost to fucking Boston College. And I will never forget, like they were going to their undefeated season. They were going to be the national champions. You know what I mean? Because they were 2 and Florida State was 1. Then they beat them. So then they were number 1. And fucking Boston College wins on this field goal at the end.
Just kicked him right.
Yeah. I remember sitting there just like, and it's just always been like that. Then ever since then, it's,
You know what Notre Dame game pisses me off the most? And I was with you and your family. I wonder if you'll remember. God, whose house were
the
we at?
USC game? It was my house that I was renting.
Yeah.
Remember when we were in the garage and the Bush push?
The Bush push.
Yeah.
I still hate Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
I still hate Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I fucking hate USC. Like, I've never gotten over it.
Yeah, Ashley and I were renting that house. Remember, it had that massive garage. So then we had a
that's
TV
where we
and
were
everything
at,
out there.
yeah.
Yeah, we're out there, and it was like
I've never been more angry in my life. I was like, that's illegal. You can't do that.
Right.
And they're
But
like,
yet, like at the same time, like so excited that we were gonna win this fucking game.
Yeah.
And then, blew it. No.
fucking Reggie Bush. People all the time, because then Pete Carroll went to Seattle, and I'm a Rams fan, so I hate the Seahawks
Sure.
anyway. They're like, why do you fucking hate the Seahawks so much? I'm like, Pete Carroll. They're like, but he just got there. I'm like,
The poodle.
I go, yeah, I didn't hate him that much until he got there. I fucking hate him. I hated Golden Tate. Like, I mean, I know he went to ND, but like he was a Seahawk. So I was like, you're dead to me. Like, it just ruined everything for me. Fuck Pete Carroll. You're old. Stop. Yeah.
Right. He's probably still cool.
No. He was never cool, Sean.
Any other games?
God, ones that stick out. It's more fights. I mean,
Yeah.
That you were at, or you were like watching it somewhere and you got it?
That I was like in.
No. I mean, you were like at it, or you were watching.
Yeah,
it
like
somewhere?
that's the thing with MMA is I've been into it for a long time. I used to go to the local ones here when we were like, 19 and we knew a couple
never
people.
had anything big close to here.
We didn't, no. Like actually there's a UFC event coming to Des Moines soon.
Yeah.
So like
That'd
I'm
be kind of fun.
working on making that happen because it might be the only time we get one. They don't ever. What's crazy is when UFC was starting out, they were in Iowa all the time because it was one of the only states where it was legal.
Yeah.
So you could just go to a casino and watch it and all that stuff. Then they blew up and they're like, fuck, Iowa sucks. We're not going there.
Right.
I don't blame them.
We don't have a stadium big enough for shit. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's just weird now watching, like there was a couple Cedar Rapids guys that went on and fought in the UFC. Like there was a guy
The
named
Iowa wrestler, right? It wasn't there.
So there's Pat Miletich, who
Okay.
he runs Miletich Fighting Systems out of, is it Bettendorf?
Okay.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Down
it's
by
Pat
Davenport,
Miletich. But yeah, he fought in the UFC and he had a whole gym of guys. So like Tim Sylvia was like the heavyweight champ for a while. He trained out of there.
So were they like a team,
Matt
like
Hughes.
the tap out team or whatever? I know not that one,
But
but
yes.
were they one of like those
Yeah,
teams or
they,
like
when
okay.
you have early UFC, they were
Because
one
it
of
used to
the
be like
biggest
teams,
ones.
like the
Yep.
gyms, right?
Yeah, like
or whatever.
Rufus Sport. Oh, that's never mind. That's Duke Rufus. That's out of Minnesota. But there was two guys that the ones I remember. I got to watch them when they were starting out here, and then went on to the UFC. There was a guy named Jesse Lennox. I think he's like a paramedic. He still lives in Cedar Rapids. I think. I don't know. I didn't follow him, but he went to the UFC, and then there was a guy named Eric Koch who fought, and I think he's retired now. But I believe he's still in town. I think he trains MMA. Trains.
Milicic was in the Quad Cities.
That's right.
Matt Hughes, Tim Sylvia,
Yeah.
Matt Hughes. That's
Robbie
who I was thinking
Lawler
of.
might have been. I think Robbie
Jens
was
Pulver,
there.
Robbie Lawler,
Yeah, Jens
Jeremy
Pulver.
Horn.
Dude, you want to see something crazy? I think it's Jeremy Horn. Click on him and look at his record. I think he might have the most fights ever. We're talking 150 and 20.
120 total fights.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine
92 wins.
Yeah. But and there's a couple guys with more, but can you they would fight 4 times a month, every month.
Wow.
And now a guy fights and he's like, I need 9
Like your
months.
body's got to be mush. Like just think of that. Oh man.
That's the thing though. When this shit started, the first UFCs, it was a tournament. You'd fight 3 or 4 times in a night.
Sure.
Well, and you look at most of these guys, especially this guy, he's they came up through. It wasn't UFC was maybe where they ended, but they were in Pride, they were in Bellator,
Yes.
they were in all
Yeah,
these other fucking things.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I've always loved that. I just think it's one of. I feel like next to football, to me, it's the most exciting sport there is.
Yeah.
There's some boring fights, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, you usually
it's a lot of action in a quick hit.
yeah.
I have a fun story. Well, not fun.
Okay.
Pissed me off, but
Like all
2002, the end of the Chiefs season, they were 8-8. I went to the game, Raiders.
Oh, that's their big rival. Yeah.
My buddy from high school is a Raiders fan, so he's wearing his fucking Raiders pullover starter jacket.
The starter
Hold on.
jacket.
Shout out to
Can we
starter
fucking talk
jackets.
about?
Yeah.
Did you have a starter jacket?
Oh, yeah,
Was
for
was
sure.
it Chiefs?
Yeah.
Did you have one?
I had a White
Yeah.
Sox
Oh yeah.
one too.
I had a Cubs one.
You're a fucking White Sox fan? Did
We've
we
talked about this. So I was a Cubs fan
We tried not
all
to
my
think about
life
it,
and
Sean.
growing up, and then all of my family. So I was just thinking about this because my grandpa was such a big Cubs fan. I never would have bailed on him, but he died when I was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And everybody else that was a Cubs fan just kind of pissed me off. I was sick of losing. So I was Cubs and Bears, and I was sick of losing. So I became a White Sox and Chiefs fan just to rebel
Right.
in my younger teenage years. So anyway,
I
fucking-
think Eric has told me this, and just to be clear, I'm pretty sure I just went, but he's so cool in other ways. I'm just going to pretend.
I think you
haven't heard
blocked
this
it
stuff
out.
I don't
because
even.
literally,
I don't care that much about
that just
baseball.
hit me
I
like
will
as
root
such a
for whoever
surprise.
you guys, whoever everybody else is rooting for watching baseball. I will.
You know what's crazy is I've gotten older. I know
I was a Frank Thomas fan. I was a big.
Okay.
I mean, the
So,
Big Hurt's pretty bad.
the Big Hurt's a
I mean,
badass.
come on, yeah.
Someone said the other day, who gives a fuck about the White Sox? I don't even know any other players. I go, hey, Frank Thomas is the man.
Right.
They were
right,
like, yeah, he's been going. But I know a
And
lot
he's
of
been
White
promoting
Sox
those
fans.
boner pills for a long time now.
Is he
I gotta
really? Is
love
he a
that.
Blue Chew guy?
No, he
No,
was
he's
the
got a different
original.
one.
Like he was like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's something else.
Dude,
he was,
if
like
I see-
he was like before it became. Yeah, he
I
was
don't
I'm
know
like,
if we want
so-
to promote it on the podcast. So I won't look it up. But
Okay, Frank Thomas, man, fuck Blue Chew. I'm so tired of fucking those ads. And everyone's like, it's an algorithm. You must have been searching them. I'm like, I fucking have never looked
no,
that up.
You're a 40-year-old dude. That's why you're getting them.
Oh, that makes sense.
you're right in that peak performance here.
So Blue Chew, if you want to sponsor
Yeah,
the
hey.
podcast.
Yeah,
no.
you can sponsor our podcast.
No, it's just annoying because it'll be like people I used to follow on TikTok, and now they've sold out and their TikTok or their Blue Chew sponsors now. So now it's like them, and I'm like, oh, that's not why I followed you. Was for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry, that's off topic. But
Okay, back to my Chiefs story because
Yeah.
I don't. That's all I have that I've gone to and have those.
you're
great
making
experiences.
him have allergies by talking about the White Sox.
I
Can you
know.
knock it off?
Coming down with something here.
So Chiefs are 8-8. They have a chance to get into the playoffs potentially. It was still wild cardish.
Sure.
And we had destroyed the Raiders in the game before. The Raiders beat us, and my buddy's sitting right there. We're in the fucking
You're at the
nosebleeds
fucking
'cause
game, yeah.
I mean, 2002. Think about this. I graduated in '99, so I was poor fucking
Sure.
But we went. And we're up in the nosebleeds.
Is this a buddy we know out of curiosity? It's not like Brad or
no.
Okay.
Actually, that's funny because he still lives there in town, but we don't hang out quite as much. But my buddy Eric T, shout out to T.
I just want to make sure it wasn't. Yeah,
we were known for a long time TNA. So
God, you guys missed the mark. Should have got married.
Nice.
He spells his name wrong, but anyway, yeah. So we were at that fucking game and the Chiefs lost, and I was fucking furious.
Was it close at least? Did they lose on like a last second field goal?
No, I don't even know the score. I was trying to look that up to see if I could tell you, but I don't know the score. I don't have
But see,
it in
that's
front
what
of me.
sucks.
So who was there that like who was
Oh God, Derek Thomas?
No, that was like the first year.
Was that with Montana?
Priest Holmes.
Oh, Priest okay.
Priest Holmes won the offensive player of the year that year. I'm
trying to think what
I don't know,
it was the beginning of kind of it was the second year in Dick Vermeil's coaching career.
Hey, shout out to Dick Vermeil because he won the Rams.
So that's your boy. So I was going to say, Eric, sorry for your loss here.
It's all good.
But the Rams story, I had a funny story for that. You're a big Rams fan, and obviously Kurt Warner, Cedar Rapids guy. Shout out, Kurt Warner.
Yes, sir.
So, so some friends of mine, the Rosbergs.
Oh yeah.
Anybody listening, you're probably all just smiled as I said the Rosbergs because
they're
quite the bunch. That's a lot, but they're all like at one area. They're at a bar somewhere and said that where they're from in Iowa and like Cedar Rapids. And this was right when Kurt Warner was coming out, or like when he had his blow up MVP year, you know, and they're like, so do you know Kurt Warner? And they're like, who, K-Dub? They're like, oh, K-Dub. And I never met him. Whatever, but who, K-Dub? Oh, yeah, all this stuff.
But here's the thing. They went to the same high school as him. They get to say that.
Well, I know.
You know
so
what I mean?
that's how that part kind of came into it, too. But then the guy's like, seriously? Is that what he is? K-Dub? Oh, yeah. You ever see him, don't call him Kurt. You go, K-Dub. He's going to look every time and he'll give you the shout out. So like this long story about like who came. Oh yeah, we used to roll together with big wheels and bikes, the whole deal. K-Dubs, what's up? You know?
Dude, I hope somebody said it to him one day and he turned to them and went, don't ever call me that again.
What the fuck?
Some fan in the stands, K-Dub.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they just pulled it like right off the, so did you know Kurt Warner? Who, K-Dub? Yeah, we don't get all day.
That's crazy thing. I never met him, but like my uncles and his family were such good friends. Like my grandma's like, yeah, they were literally playing football in the front yard all the time because they went to high school together.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to think about.
Right.
But we went to the same high school as him too.
We
so
did.
We get to say
we
that
went to
forever.
the same grade school as them too.
Yeah. Shout out K-Dubs.
You went to All Saints?
I think so.
You just making shit up? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if you went to Regis, I'm guessing you went to All Saints. You live right down the street
for some reason,
us,
I never thought of that. Yeah. So that's crazy. I was talking
we followed
about
in
that.
his footsteps.
I'm
Pretty
sure he's going to listen to this. So
Yeah.
Like we'll be, shout
Dude,
out
we could
K-Dubs.
walk onto the Rams right now. That's what he did.
I've been trying, if you just, I bet I could throw this ball over that mountain right now.
We could make an arena football league.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
Are the Barnstormers even a thing? Because that's
I
where he
think so.
started.
I think so.
Yeah. Barnstormers is very.
That's where, but is
I
arena
don't know if
football
it's
still?
Oh, arena football is still.
Did
a
you
thing.
watch
his
There's
movie?
a new one here. In,
Yeah.
I liked
the Titans are.
I liked it, but it just had this corny aspect to it. That
Well,
I didn't like.
that was the I mean, not knocking
But it's
religion,
still, but it just had this overall type thing that just kind of like it. I wish it was more serious. You know
I
what I mean?
feel like,
I think like that,
Zachary Levi, the guy that played him, I want to like him so much, and I have no problem with him. But all of his movies feel like that to me.
Yeah. Which
like
I think he's
even his superhero ones like Shazam, like
Yeah.
it's a good family movie, but they're just all a little.
it just
bit
has
cheesy.
this little weird like cheesy thing to it that I don't know.
Yeah.
Barnstormers are still a thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Still live
Des
and
Moines?
kicking. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you know we have one here in Cedar Rapids?
Yeah.
It kind of like
That's
was
new,
on
right?
hiatus. Well, it was around for a couple of years and then it failed.
Oh.
It was the Titans.
Yeah.
And now it's the River Kings.
The River Kings.
I don't like that name.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like they should be the Cedar Rapids. We're still cool, right, guys?
Well,
That's a long name.
and
all right, if
and
we
our
can get you
rivers
guys to
kinda-
start sharing our podcast out, we will bring a team back to the area.
Hear me
here.
out. The Cedar Rapids Clear Day Solution Crew. Is that like? We should.
I can
like
see it now, crystal clear.
Well, think about this. So we're in Iowa. I remember being young, being like, "This is stupid. Why don't we have any pro teams?" But then you become an adult and you're like, "Oh yeah, duh," because they can't fill a stadium.
Right.
I get it, but it sucks. But you think back to, I remember when it was the Cedar Rapids Reds when I was young. Then
Sure.
it was the Cedar Rapids God, it was something before Colonels, I thought.
No.
Was it Reds right to Colonels?
Reds to Colonels.
I don't like Colonels. I understand we're corn.
Because Colonels sounds cheesy. Right? Like, I get it. Like, we don't have to do corn.
Because we went down a hole the other day. I was with Nathan. So there's very funny minor league baseball team names.
Oh.
So I bought a hat finally. I found a brand new hat with the sticker still on it because I can't find it. But there's a team called the Rocket City Trash Pandas, and it's raccoons.
Oh, dude,
I
want that.
Dude, I got a Trash Pandas hat. It's awesome.
Nice.
So then we went down this rabbit hole of like these ridiculous team names. Like there's it's not Milwaukee, but it starts with M, Biscuits. It's literally a biscuit with eyes. Like a Grand's biscuit.
Makes me feel a lot better about the Colonels right now.
Don't
we're going against the Biscuits.
I'm like, we could have came up with something cool. Like we could have been like the River Otters or like, because we have the Cedar Rapids, the Cedar River. Like,
yeah.
Why don't more because like there's the Iowa Cubs, right?
Yeah. But
why don't more follow that kind of
So they
mentality,
do.
like the teams that they feed, but then that changes, right?
Well,
like,
so it changes. So like when we were the Cedar Rapids Reds, we were a farm system for the Reds. That makes sense. Now it's the Angels. But
is it the
Colonels.
Angels now?
I thought.
Because we've had a bunch of different
it's
teams.
changed a couple of times.
That's why-
Since
I
we've been
might
the
be
Colonels.
wrong.
Yeah. That's why I think with the Iowa Cubs, that's AAA. So I think that's different than where you would keep your affiliate.
Oh,
I could be wrong on that too. I don't know. Dude,
I'm gonna make a printout of some of the names though. Like we were going, like there's.
Dude, do you remember back in the day when there were the Reds though? How many good players came through?
A lot.
Like it was loaded with all people that.
Didn't
when
Mike
the Reds
Trout,
were good, like there is like people on there. Oh well, Trout would have been.
Trout was here though for at least a bit.
I don't know, maybe a hot.
Because I remember
I don't remember all that.
I remember going to a game with my buddy Nick Swenson. Shout out to you, buddy. And like watching him, and it was like watching an adult play with children. Like he would get up to bat, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like that's not
just clearly better than everybody
We're
else.
the twin Colonels feeds the Twins now.
No, yeah, because they've done
2013.
Twins, they've done Angels.
Since when?
2013.
Oh my god, I was way wrong.
Well, I knew it changed around
was
a little bit, but
Angels
it's been
before that.
it was
Yeah.
Angels before that, and then it's just open then for that stuff when it gets to it, and because we're a single A, then it's really
yeah.
I think that
you're gonna
one's
get bounced
you're
around.
getting bounced around a lot. I think when you get to like the Iowa Cubs to that level, I mean that's where a lot of those guys go when they're like in a rehab start. They go down
Yes.
there. So I think
they're a different level. I don't even.
yeah. So there's single A, double A, and triple A, and then the major leagues.
Yeah.
So, like the Iowa Cubs, they are AAA. So, like that's the closest affiliate to the Cubs as
They're
a not
AAA?
they're not team. Yeah.
Oh
But
shit.
they won't play. They wouldn't play the Colonels.
No.
No, because it'd be like adults playing with children. Like there really is that much of a.
Most of the Colonels are kids right out of high school or their first year right out of college that are on that team, and actually probably the majority of them out of high school that never went to college and just got drafted. A lot of that single A league is there. And then the goals get, and most guys go from like single A to double A to the pros, and then triple A is like the best. But most of those guys are never going to make it past triple A, right? They're just not. They're like the best of that thing. They just can't get over that hump. But they're like, so then when like major league players are hurt and they're rehabbing, they'll go down to triple A playing against the best. But they're not, that's the way it's been explained to me.
I started
kind of
going down this like tiny rabbit hole, and I need to stop. But I clicked on it because it said the Colonels are a high A team, and I'm like, what does high A mean? Like, you're saying single A, triple A, whatever. Yeah. It used to be known as Class A Advanced or sometimes A Plus. It was kind of the top of the single A. So they're even like categorized slightly within their class.
Because I think some bigger teams will have multiple farm systems, but they don't. They'll all have at least one, but some will have some might have like 3 single A teams. You know what I mean? Because they might be working them through there. You know what I mean? And so
I just thought of this. I'm going to a major league game soon. Guess where it is?
Where are you going?
I'm going to a Cardinals game.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Not wear
Wrong
Cubs
answer.
stuff because I
What are
don't
you
want to
gonna
get
do?
shot. Oh, boo.
Yeah.
And if I catch a home run, I'm throwing it back.
Right.
But no, I just like we won tickets. And I've heard Busch Stadium is gorgeous.
It's
and,
like, yeah.
And I love baseball. So I was like, I'll go to a game. But they wouldn't. So we won these vouchers, and they're assholes about it. Of course, they're like, you can't use it on the weekend. I'm like, that's fine. They're like, can't use it for a Cubs game. I'm like, you fucking assholes.
Right.
Like, because that's why everyone in Iowa's doing it.
Right,
I'm like, I get it. So yeah,
It'll still be good. I mean, anytime you sit and drink beer and
that's what I
watch
figured.
baseball,
Yeah,
it's like,
and I'm like, I get to go to a
it's-
stadium I haven't been to, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I want to take the.
Four Hands Brewing's about like 2 blocks away. I've been there a couple of times. You should
Yes, I will definitely do that. I didn't
go there.
realize it was
Four
that
Hands
close
is
to
amazing. Yeah,
it.
it's super close. Like you could park it near Four Hands and just walk to the stadium.
Maybe that's the move.
Yeah.
Go get schwasty and then just walk
Get
to
some-
the
I
stadium.
think it's.
Chocolate milk
I think
stout.
the move is
I
definitely
love
not to
that
drive
stuff.
to it. You like what?
Chocolate milk
They
stout
have-
from Four Hands.
It
is
is.
amazing.
Oh.
It's like my favorite milk stout. Other than Tip
My
the Cow's
milkshake
great,
brings all the boys to the yard.
and they're like, "Get the fuck out of my yard." So that I know we've been on a sports tangent, but I have to ask one thing because I heard this the other day, and it's fucking bothered me ever since. When you take a shower or bath or whatever, and you're done, you turn the water off. Do you grab your towel and just start drying off, or do you like wipe your body? Like, do you squeegee your body with your hands first before you like towel off?
Is Ashley in the bathroom or not?
Okay, I'm not talking about feeling up your wife. I'm
No,
talking about.
I'm talking about because I'll open the curtain and do a little
Oh,
shake.
well,
you know,
yeah,
like that
yeah.
stuff, and I'll do
You
that
got to
stuff,
shoot the
but yeah.
helicopter shot. Yeah.
I mean,
You
then,
helicopter the water
yeah,
off.
yeah, you eventually like that's different. You know what I mean?
I
I'll
love
get
when
the-
they ask women like,
yeah.
"What's the first thing you do if you were a man?" They're like, "Tat tat 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 tat."
Or you see the elephant like spin
Yep.
his trunk around. You're like, exactly, yeah. So
Yeah. No, you're alone.
I don't know.
Like, how do
I
you
might
dry off?
Dry
Do
off
you
a little bit, but I go to the towel pretty quick.
You?
I just stand there for a second and like drip off for just like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
In the
like-
shower, and then I get out and towel.
Yeah, like for like maybe half a second, I just shake like a dog, just push once, and then but I tell. I didn't know there's a lot of people in the world who spend like a couple minutes like squeegeeing their body first,
Squeegee in there.
like taking your hands and like rubbing, like getting off as much water as you can first
Who
before using.
are you talking to? Wait, hold on.
This?
Because
Hold
they-
on. Stop.
and I
Stop. We're gonna back up. Where did this start? Where did this conversation come from?
So I was watching porn, right? No.
Yeah, I was like,
There
what
it is.
rabbit hole
There
were you
it is,
down when
yeah.
we found this?
And this new kink on me got unlocked, and I haven't been able to sleep ever since.
I mean, as
No.
a window cleaning guy, you're getting me going here.
No.
You know, with the self squeegee.
Oh my god! I was wondering why your pants got tied, and I realized I said squeegee. Oh, squeegee.
All right, no, what are you
Yeah,
saying?
no, I heard this like on a pod. It wasn't a. It was like a clip of a podcast, and these guys were talking about it. And one was blown away that the other one didn't like get some of the water off first. I'm like, that's what a towel's for. And he's like, yeah, but it's way less that you have to dry up if you just like wipe it off you first. And then they like asked other people, and there's a lot of people who do it. And it blew me away. I was like, my mind has never thought to do that. I just grab the towel.
Yeah, I use the towel and then
'Cause
I
here's the
hang
thing.
the towel up and I use it 8 more times
Yeah.
probably, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
Till you grab and you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I-
like you do the little smell test,
Yeah.
but otherwise, my goal is every Sunday I change out the towel.
So
Like, I
that's
just have a day that I change. it.
Yeah, so it's not 8. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. I do the towels once a week.
But sometimes I shower multiple times a day. I got shit going on. you
Well,
know?
especially summertime,
Yeah.
volleyball and yard work and
Podcast.
beating off. Yeah, it's crazy.
these podcasts get me all bothered.
God, now there's 2 stiff pants in here. Did I say 2? I better make it 3. Guys, I'm a lot. That's
Should we do
one
a
thing.
dad joke?
Man.
Yeah, I have a dirty one too.
Oh, you have another one?
I have one, but it's so we can do both. Should I do mine first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
While we all have stiff pants.
Okay. You're about to if you don't. What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? You can't hear an enzyme.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I knew this one.
So that's my favorite like joke ever was like, what's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I've never paid $50 to have a garbanzo bean on my face. I know. I'll be here all night. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
All right, keep some of these in your pocket.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about this. We might have to just switch to dirty jokes because I'm starting to run out of solid dad jokes that make me laugh.
Dude, I'm here for dirty jokes.
I think there's plenty of dad jokes out there.
There is. There's a lot
still
more.
more out there.
Dude, ask Erin to send you like 10 that she loves.
Yeah.
Or
That'll last us
challenge
a
to
while.
the group if you want to send in a dad joke that you
Yeah.
heard.
Hey,
your
any
stuff.
great dirty joke, dad joke, Or
Joke,
just if you want to say hi to us. Anything you want to say.
Yes.
Please, please, please email us at we're still cool right at gmail.com.
We're still cool, right?
So I'm gonna get a little weird. I got a Star Wars dad joke for us today, and I know how much Mike loves Star Wars.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be able to guess this one. I don't know Star Wars.
You'll get this one. It's dad joke enough.
Okay.
Well,
see.
I guarantee you, even if he can't, right when you say it, he'll be like, "I was gonna say that was."
No, that's why I preface this one. Like, I don't know Star Wars, so.
What do Gungans keep things in?
I don't. What?
What do Gungans keep things in?
I don't know
what a Gungan is.
Jar Jars.
Jesus Christ. Now, see, I actually know who that is, but I don't know what a fucking gun is.
He's a Gungan. That's what Jar Jar is.
Oh.
I swear to God, he was just gonna go. See, I knew who Jar Jar is.
No,
I was gonna say Jar Jar.
I do, because I've only seen one Star Wars movie, and it was the first one, and it sucked. And everyone's like, "That's the worst one." Jar Jar's in that.
Episode 1.
That's the one I've seen.
Yeah.
And I tell people that, and they're like, "You know, it's the worst one." I'm like,
"It's the worst one."
I'm like, "It's the first one." So
you haven't seen Leia in her golden bikini?
I never watched the originals. Nope.
So
it holds up.
You want to go down a weird movie rabbit hole because we love to talk about those. Look up like proper Star Wars order, and there's people that'll be like, you should watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
Well, now it's going to be weird because all the shows.
No, but like they'll tell you like there's an order to the movies that actually makes it make more sense.
What?
Yeah.
Other than 1, 2, 3 new, then 4, 5, 6
all of them
old?
basically say 1 can just be fucking deleted.
You can just skip over it.
It's pretty bad.
Episode 1.
I disagree. I think there's some good stuff there as far as like setting things up.
I was entertained,
it's not great.
But there's this character in it named Jar Jar Binks, and he's fucking annoying.
I never
as shit.
watched it. I never watched it.
You're not missing it.
No,
And I don't want to go down like a Star Wars rabbit hole here, but like when you think about episode 1 through 6, let's not even talk about 7, 8, 9. 1 through 6. 1 is the absolute worst of all 6 of them. So if that's the only one you've seen, you got to watch something different.
Yeah, just get the bad.
Well,
taste
I will
out of my
say
mouth.
when I watch them, I watch the originals. That's actually what 4 through
4, 5, and
4,
6
5, and 6.
are the, like
and
released in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, I watched them and I get why people got it. I mean, it was so cool for its time. Like, I mean, it really was fucking cool for its time.
Game changing.
You know, to the point to where I just never jumped. You know, I liked it, but it just never it was like some people were so over the top that I was like, I'm not there, so I don't really fit in with that. You know what I mean? I wasn't into it, but they were good when I watched those. But
certain things speak to you. I've thought about that. The way people talk about Star Wars is the way I am with Marvel stuff, but also I was obsessed with the Lord of the Rings movies. I saw every single one at the midnight showing because that used to be a thing, and I'd watch those every day.
Never saw it.
Wait, you never saw Lord of the Rings?
Seriously?
The original 3?
Never been my thing. No.
Dude, the extended versions, you could spend like a month trying to watch all of
I know.
them.
I just don't really get into it. You know what
I
mean?
just don't think you have that like little bone of like the nerdy movie.
I don't.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
You're just too cool.
I am the coolest.
Sean's like, I'm just out here getting bitches and watching sports like real men do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just dunking on people. What are we talking about here?
Mystery solved.
Yeah.
He's still cool.
God damn. Hey, at least he hangs out with us.
It's not true. It's just gone the other way since then. But yes, I got some of that stuff. No.
None of us are cool.
But
we'll
during the pandemic was when we watched all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And we did that. Like we Googled like, how do I watch? You know, it was like you watch them
chronological
in
order.
This area. This is the way you watch them, and we followed it.
God, it's even harder now with how much shit there's. Oh, I'm going to actually not this. No, yeah, this next Sunday.
This weekend.
Going to Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Thunderbolts. Yeah.
Yeah, we got tickets to go. So.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, Logan and I. That's our
newest
thing.
One's Thunderbolts.
Like we're
newest one. What
Marvel movie?
It's called Thunderbolts.
Okay. Yeah, and then after that is Fantastic Four, and after that is Doomsday. So
it's gonna get crazy.
I know.
I think it's gonna be great.
I'm really excited.
I'm excited too.
Dude, feel my balls. I'm so excited.
Who's on the other end? That's like, okay, you had your run, Marvel. It's time to get back to the good movies here.
They've gone kind of in a.
They definitely went through.
Well, okay, so like.
So you know, yesterday was the 10-year anniversary.
Us, but like they lost some people for sure.
But
like,
you guys
lost viewers.
You guys were both like comic book people.
Yeah.
It's not like I read every one of them.
No,
I
you were like,
I was
like,
yeah.
Like I never even read one.
Yeah.
Jesus, you don't have to be so rude about it.
No, I'm just saying. But that's why
I know. I'm
I'll
kidding.
bring some. You can read them.
But that's why I don't
like, in plastic
read.
at home.
That's the Sean.
Red. Yeah.
No, it's more the artwork. Like you're looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Gruesome. Yeah. There was, I mean, there's some savage ass shit, and like where if they translated that to screen, people would be like, "What is wrong with you?" You know.
Did you ever collect any that you were like, these are going to be worth money someday?
So comics, the actual comics. No, I have a handful, but they're not worth anything. The thing I did was I still have my original like X-Men card sets where there's all the cards, but at the end, there's 9 holograms, and you put them in a page, and then it makes a giant scene. I still have all those. And I don't even know how much they're worth now, but they were from like 91, I want to say. So I'm sure they're worth something, but they're still in the books.
I have some of the kind of original Venom Carnage.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
really?
I don't have the whole set. Like I'm missing like one out of it. So, but I was like, I'm going to keep these.
You need
put them
that
in
one.
plastic and shit. Yeah.
No,
I don't know if
would
they're
keep
worth
them.
anything, but
You know
it's like,
why?
it's cool as shit.
Because
Like,
that's worth holding on to. It's not whiskey where you're just watching it not get drank.
yeah.
You
And I-
assholes.
Even with this, I'll pull it out of the fucking plastic and you can read it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I should
Brings-
probably check my cards and see if they're like, you know, because moisture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I think we should leave it at, is Marvel movies still cool or not?
yes.
Topic for next time, right?
I think we would love some chiming in on it. Marvel movies, are they still cool or not?
Yeah.
And you can say they had their moment, but they're not.
You won't convince 2 of us. So it doesn't matter. I watch every fucking show,
So
every
I-
episode. Like
Hey, I respect it.
We still love you. As long as you
I
still
love you guys too. It takes a team, takes a village.
God damn, does it ever.
Right.
Well, this has been fun. We should do
What
it
a
again.
fun one. All right, guys. Good.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
later.